A woman was brutally murdered in the woods. The victim was found naked and bound to a tree. Her hair cut off by the killer, according to the crime scene investigation. No fingerprints of the perpetrator were discovered. The cause of death was suffocation from being tied to the tree. The killer is not only a psychopath, but also a highly intelligent and meticulous criminal. This marks the third such crime committed by the perpetrator. The first two victims were murdered using identical methods. Strangely, at each crime scene, they discovered a note left by the killer. It bore the murderer's signature. Even more terrifying, 8 girls had vanished under mysterious circumstances, including Morgan's niece. This was why Morgan had come to investigate the case. By examining the missing girls, Morgan identified common threads, drawing on years of investigative experience. He had also pieced together the killer's motive.
So these women are more than just attractive. They're all extraordinary in something. Smart, talented.
Morgan's theory faced skepticism from other detectives. If the killer's goal was merely abduction and collection, how did he explain the 3 murdered women? Morgan offered his own explanation. He noticed the murdered girls did not appear in the same order as the disappearances. Moreover, the first girl to vanish remained missing to this day, nor did the killer show intent to conceal the bodies. Morgan realized these murdered girls might have violated some rule set by the killer, thus receiving punishment. What rule the killer had established remained unknown to him. Before the agents could untangle the clues, another woman would soon become the next victim. Late at night, Laura awoke from her sleep startled by the rain. She heard faint sounds, as if someone had broken into her home. When Laura went outside to investigate, she found nothing unusual, but upon returning to her room, the bathroom door seemed ajar. Laura sensed something was terribly wrong. A large hand suddenly clamped over her mouth, though Laura managed to break free. As she fled down the stairs, the killer had already blocked the way with an aquarium. In her panic, Laura collided with it and fell. The assailant then subdued her with a stun gun and abducted her. When Laura regained consciousness, she found herself bound. A masked assailant appeared before her, reciting 3 ironclad rules. Do not attempt to escape. Do not attempt to call for help. Above all, do not attempt to resist. Breaking these rules would incur severe punishment. Why did the assailant strike so frequently? This left Morgan utterly perplexed. As Morgan tried to identify suspects, a photograph slipped through the door crack, catching his attention. The woman in the photo was the kidnapped victim, with the killer's signature written behind it, a deliberate message left by the perpetrator. Morgan immediately gave chase, but the killer had vanished without a trace. Morgan realized the killer was taunting the police. They deliberately revealed the girl was still alive. Morgan found no useful clues. Laura, now awake, was breaking the rules. She tried signaling for help outside, but the other kidnapped girls stopped her. They knew breaking the rules meant certain death. Laura, who had studied boxing, refused to yield. She attempted to fight back when the killer approached, but the food had been drugged. Knowing Laura had broken the rules, the killer intended to punish her. Under the drug's effects, Laura feigned submission. When the killer moved closer, she kicked him flying. Seizing the moment, she fled the room. This was a dungeon with many passages. Laura ran toward the light. She escaped the dungeon and reached the forest outside. Under the drug's influence, Laura stumbled dazedly to the cliff's edge. The pursuing killer blocked her path. If captured, she would surely face torture. Without hesitation, Laura leaped off the cliff, plunging into the river below. Morgan and the others soon received the fisherman's report. He had discovered Laura in the river. Fortunately, Laura was rushed to the hospital in time.